Hey everybody, Sean here, and I hope you're doing well. Ian Carroll is who we're looking at today, so let's jump right in. And special thanks to Mark Scott for sharing this. The video we're looking at today was posted just a few hours ago, and it's sad that anyone would listen to this.
The whole universe groans, waiting to see this spill out of the room like it did at the first Pentecost, where the folks outside of the room said, "You guys are tripping. It's only 11 a.m. Are you drunk?"
Ah yes, one sentence used out of context. The whole universe groans for another example of Pentecost, and then she goes into how they looked like they were drunk. Is this what the whole universe is groaning for? In Romans 8:21, Paul explains that the entire universe, held under the curse, eagerly longs for the day when it will join with God's children in liberation from death and decay. Paul is speaking of the new heavens and the new earth, when no longer will there be any curse, as we read in Revelation 22:3. That's what creation is groaning for. Just like in Romans 8:22, we are groaning for this freedom from sin and having our new bodies in heaven. But this has nothing to do with reliving Pentecost.
Are you drunk? This is what drunk looks like, by the way.
Really? That's what drunk looks like?
It's not speaking in another language. And Peter said, "It is not as you suppose. We're filled with the Spirit, filled with the power, clothed with the power of the Holy Spirit." And it leaked out everywhere.
It leaked out everywhere. What an interesting choice of words.
Thank you, Holy Spirit, that you clothe us this morning in your power.
Always with power with these people. And what's that power going to do for God in the church?
So there's a time in the Old Testament where it's not by might and not by power, but by my Spirit, right? There's a time in the Old Testament when it's like you're going to fight this enemy, but you don't have to do anything because the Lord will fight for you. However, that changes in Acts chapter 2. Acts chapter 1, the promise is that you will receive power. You will receive power. So I don't know how it's not by might, not by power, but by the Holy Spirit when you're receiving power.
Yes, we should believe in the power of the Holy Spirit in us as God has him use us. But it's not what we hear next.
And here's what we're going to do. We're going to do what Ollie said earlier, but we're actually going to do it. All right, so that was right on, but we're going to do it. So if you speak in tongues,
in the church, then 2 or 3 at most should speak, and 1 at a time, and only if there's an interpreter. But they always seem to forget that part. And also, note that if there is no interpreter, they should keep silent and speak to God. So this is an actual language because it's possible for there to be an interpreter. But if there isn't, then it's between you and God. Yet it's still the same language that someone could have possibly interpreted. It doesn't suddenly turn into some da-da-da-da-da-da-da nonsense that some would say is a heavenly language.
So if you speak in tongues, and I don't know what the relationship is between the power of vibration that comes from your innermost being.
This guy is very new age with his terminology of the power of vibration that comes from our innermost being. The Bible doesn't speak about the gift of tongues anything like he is.
Right, this heavenly vibration that's coming through your vocal cords. I don't know what the relationship between that and power is, but I know there is a relationship. So if you don't speak in tongues, then please listen to me listen to me like you trust me. I give you permission to make it up, because you're going to feel like you're making it up anyway.
And if anyone gives you a message like this, they should be marked and avoided. God gives you his gifts, and you cannot just make up tongues. but he tries to correct himself.
So let's get over that hurdle and allow the Lord to bless it and run with it. You're not making it up. I'm just giving you the permission to think that you're making it up. All right?
And now he's implying that as you make up fake tongues, it's actually God anyways. What a load of non-biblical confusion.
Should have bought a Honda. No, hold on. All right, I'm going to give you permission to just, and here's the thing, if you're, all us fanatical tongue speakers, I want you to speak like it's important that the person next to you hears it. And if you don't speak in tongues, here's what I want you to do, copy them.
How is copying someone that may be speaking in tongues be you speaking in tongues? That's just you repeating what you're hearing, like we see so many doing today. Shabba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
The apostle Paul said it all like 6 or 7 times, imitate me as I imitate Christ. And I know he's not talking about tongues before all you theologians get at me, but...
So if you know it's not about repeating tongues, then why are you telling people to do that?
But there is a little bit where you just have to learn how to imitate each other.
But then he brings it back to imitating each other, and that obviously refers to the tongues he just told them to copy or make up. What he's teaching is not biblical, possible, and actually defies God's instructions on keeping order in the church. Please, if you do follow Ian Carroll, understand he is one of the false teachers we've been warned about. And remember, he's a self-titled apostle that encourages grave soaking and teaches how to be an apostle or a prophet for a price. The only apostles we're seeing today are the ones listed in 2 Corinthians 11. And what's interesting is that Paul starts off by saying what he is doing, he will continue to do so that he may cut off opportunity for those who desire an opportunity to be regarded just as they are in the matter about they are boasting. He's telling us that some people are trying to be looked at on the same level as the apostles chosen by Jesus. But Paul continues saying that these men are false apostles, deceitful workers, disguising themselves as apostles of Christ. This is a conscious effort to put on a disguise in order to trick people into believing that you are something you're not. And this passage goes on to say that we shouldn't be surprised because Satan masquerades as an angel of light and that his servants do the same. These false apostles are considered to be servants of Satan, and this is why discernment channels are concerned. There are what would appear to be millions of people worldwide that are caught up in the new Apostolic Reformation and following these false teachers. Please, take what you've heard in this video and all the videos about the NAR movement to heart, because we are only trying to help clarify what the Bible has already warned us about. With that being said, we're going to leave it here for today, but feel free to leave your thoughts below, and until next time, take care and God bless.